Spent a long time messing around the tomb here. And here's the lid, not lying squarely on the sarcophagus. There are some stone chips which have come off the edge. Doesn't look all too old. Angelina had opened the sarcophagus, that much is clear. But why? Now how does that go? You can somehow rig up a tripod out of 3 pieces of wood. So, and then like so. Yep, exactly. And now, 1 tripod. This has to be erected now. I'll position it as well as I can over the sarcophagus. I'll hang the pulley on the rope. I'll try to get as much of the rope as I can. I ought to first secure the slings to the lead. The pulley's hanging nicely. I'll place the sling around the back right corner, and the other around the front left one. The slings are exactly long enough to touch in the middle. The length just makes it. Real careful. I hope it's gonna hold. What have we got here? Steps leading down. The gap is big enough to squeeze through. I only hope that my rig up doesn't collapse as soon as I'm in. Whoa. Now where's this then? Looks like the inside of a tower. And here's some kind of crater in the floor. Looks like something's exploded here. It looks like there wasn't any fire. There's no charring in the rubble. There's paper lying everywhere. Most of it's soaked through from rainwater. Here's a folder. It's only wet on one corner. Newspaper cuttings. From 1981. 12 years ago. William Gordon in fatal accident, Willow Creek. William Gordon fell on Tuesday from his studio in the tower of his home due to unknown causes. William Gordon, suicide. As the police today announced, we are now dealing with the fall of the master of Blackmere Castle, close by the village of Willow Creek. In all probability, a suicide. Here's another piece a week later. Grim serial murders in Willow Creek. Blah, blah, blah. Latest victim of Bloody Trail, Vic Valley, just 12 years old. According to police sources, his body was found next to a stone circle in the woods. The condition of the corpse gives reason to suspect a ritual killing. Another 2 weeks later. Main suspect in Willow Creek murders identified. As Scotland Yard has announced, it has been established that at 3 of the murder scenes, there are signs which suggest the involvement of Samuel Gordon, the grandson of William Gordon, who was killed last month. Samuel Gordon was found dead 2 weeks ago at the foot of one of the towers of Blackmere Castle. Apparently the tower from which his grandfather had previously... Reports about the murder fest in Willow Creek 12 years ago. No wonder that Sir Richard was interested in it. William was his brother. A piece of plastic tube. Okay, I'll stick it in. Rather light. The walls of the pipe are thin. Maybe it belongs to part of a ventilation system or something. The safe survived the explosion undamaged, I'd say. These burns may have well come from a welding set. The kid reckoned that Angelina looked real pleased with herself. Somehow she must have got the safe open. Now what have we got here? A combination lock. But not with numbers, with letters. Metal holder with several blood samples. The boy mentioned that there's a number on each sample, and there's a list of names stuck on the back of the safe. Now let's see. Weird. The numbers 1 to 5 are missing. That's Richard Gordon and William Gordon. Gordon's blood. What does Angelina want with that? Does she need it herself or something? Does she want to stop it getting into other people's hands? Whatever it is, I can't trust her anymore. She's in this thing somehow and she's lied to me. I ought to drive back to Willow Creek. Maybe she's turned up there in the meantime. And then we'll see. That wouldn't do anything. The rip in the hose is a good yard long. And the tube isn't even 18 inches. I can't mend the hose like that. Unless I have a good reason to do it, I'm not gonna set fire to anything here.
Whoa! You've been in the crypt? Are there coffins in there?
Yeah, but no vampires.
Shame.
Well, what is it then?
A car! The other man's back!
The other kidnapper? Huh. Thanks for the warning. Okay, run home and tell your parents they should call the police, okay?
Cool.
I've got to be careful. Tom won't be too happy that I've disappeared. Completely filthy water tap.